BNP Paribas, partenaire des plus belles histoires de Roland-Garros, aux côtés des ramasseurs de balles depuis plus de 50 ans.
Yeah, it was a really difficult match. Iga played really well, and yeah, it was tough. I think in the beginning of the match, it was pretty tight, and then as it went on, I think she grew in confidence, and I just felt a bit exposed. So yeah, it was a difficult one.
Yes. You spoke about switching courts and playing on Chatrier the first time. Was that part of it as well? And you mentioned that word exposed. Did it feel worse maybe with the venue you're playing in?
Yeah, I think, well, it was like the first time playing a match on that court, and it's like also different when it's like filled and it's got everything around. So, you know, you do feel like it is a big court and it's different and it's new for me, and it's a surrounding that she's obviously very comfortable in and she's played in it a lot of times. So I think that did emphasize like me like feeling a bit uncomfortable, but it's good experience for if I ever play on that court again.
You mentioned how well Iga was playing. Just how tough is that then to kind of counter that when she's playing at such a high level, and what does she kind of make you do, I guess? You know, does she make you overhit, for example, and go for too much, things like that? Yeah,
it's difficult. Like you just don't really feel like there's much space on the court, and then like certain moments you overhit because yeah, you just feel constant pressure, and I definitely think like I can improve certain areas of my game to maybe make me feel like I have less holes, and yeah, I'm just gonna try my best to work on that.
Hi Emma. You mentioned Monday that you felt Iga is always fired up when she plays you. Did you feel that before the match again today? And if so, how does that make you feel that one of the world's very best has got that mentality to play against you?
Yeah, I think Iga played really well today. Yeah, I think every time we've played, she plays really well, and it kind of puts really a lot of pressure on from the beginning, and, you know, makes me feel like I have to maybe do something extra, or I just don't know what to do in the moment. And I think it does like shift the dynamics of the match a bit, and it's very difficult to kind of stay with her as she grows in confidence. But yeah, it just shows like, I guess, like the distance that I have to improve.
Just on the clay season, what are kind of the main things you're going to take away from it, both positives and then things you want to work on? I think there were positives in the sense that like I won a few matches on this surface. It's like probably my first proper clay court season that I've had and played through. And like my last one was really in 2022. So it's been a long time since. And I guess I'm pretty happy with, like, considering at the beginning I felt really uncomfortable moving. I felt better, but I guess like against the top in the world, I still have a long way to go, and it just highlights that.
Hi Emma. Ahead of the match, you said facing Iga here especially is quite a good test of where your game is at. Now you've had that experience, I'm curious how you feel your game is, especially now you're moving on to a surface you prefer.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's difficult to kind of measure where you feel like after today's match, because it was so one way and so one-sided. But I guess like when Iga's playing well on a court that she's very familiar with, the difference is huge. But I guess like that just means I need to work on it and try and improve it as best as possible. And looking forward to getting on the grass.
Hey Emma, you spoke earlier in the week about this idea of bridging the gap to these top players. How do you think you go about doing that? What are some of the areas in your game or other areas that you think you need to improve to try and push these players at the very, very highest level, the Cocos and the Igas? Yeah,
I think I've done a pretty good job of, you know, staying with and getting some good wins over players, you know, like not in the top 10. And I think that is, but there's a big difference, you know, as you go up into the top 5 and then playing like slam champions, it is a complete different ball game. I think there are, you know, certain elements of my game I really feel like I need to improve, but I don't necessarily want to like go into detail here and broadcast it to everyone. But I definitely know that, and I'm going to take it back to the team. But at the same time, I feel like I've, you know, really worked on my forehand, and it's become more and more of a weapon on, and especially on clay, actually, it has maybe helped because I have a bit more time to set up and do a bit more and get it to jump. So I think in that way, the clay's actually helped me develop that as a weapon. So it'll be interesting to see, like, on the grass where it is very different and a lot lower, if it will be as good, and how the other elements kind of transition onto the grass. It's pretty quick turnover.
But you think that that demonstration of, you know, how much you need to improve, that'll motivate you? There are some people, I'm sure you're not one of them, who could get demoralized, you know, but you think that'll be a motivation?
Well, I mean, straight after the match, it's difficult to, you know, want to hit the practice courts hard tomorrow. But I think, like, with tennis, certain points here and there, like in the first set, you know, if you get one of those breaks, it could be, you could stay with her, it could be a different dynamic of the match. And I think, there are certain things that I just know I need to do better. And against the top players, I can't hide away from that. But I don't feel demotivated. I feel like since Miami, I've really started building some momentum compared to where I came from at the start of the year. And it just makes me want to keep going after a couple of days off and then get on the grass.
Yes, just one question. Obviously, clay court is Iga's home court, more or less, but you're going back to grass now. How confident are you on grass, and do you think this is more like your surface you can thrive on?
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting, the stereotype in terms of, like, Brits don't really train on grass like all year round, but like we train on grass, I'd say, like as much as anyone else does for the season. But I do feel comfortable, obviously, being at home and having that environment around me. Last year I had a great season, and I'm looking forward to kind of being in the same environment, being at home, having the home support. And I think all of us really thrive in that environment, and it's just, a really healthy and kind of happy time.
Thank you, Emma.